What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to EnglishTurks, where I review your favorite Turkish series with and without English subtitles. And today I want to talk about Benim Tatli Yalamin, or I don't know. I always say it wrong. And I literally just watched the episode that just aired. I think it was episode 16. I don't want to say the episode name because I feel like I'm going to get it wrong. But however, this is the episode where Kyra finally, first of all, let me just start this off by saying, if you have not watched the episode, please go watch the episode, because if you watch this one, it's gonna be complete spoiler. But if you've already watched it, then let's get right into it. So this episode, Kyra finally realizes that Suna is Suna and not Eileen. But she has yet to figure out that Eileen is Eileen, if you get what I'm saying. So the episode definitely ended on weird terms. Basically, Kyra's upset. She found out that, Suna is really Suna. But the way it presented itself makes it look like the real Eileen told her what happened. Now, the real Eileen, throughout the whole episode, it seems like she's doing shady things. I honestly don't. I know it might lead a lot of people to think that she wants Nejat, but I think personally that she's just having a normal reaction to walking into the house, all the memories that she had. It's normal. And her being vocal about it, I think is normal as well. I really don't think she wants to go back to Nejat. I personally don't think. But there's always going to be that underlying jealousy. And so the way it's portrayed in the episode, it's like she's trying to do sneaky things to, show herself, as an important figure in the household. But literally, the lady left 5 years ago. She comes back, the house is just the same, things are just the same. And I think her pretending that her pain is more than it is while being at the house is just her way of spending more time with Kyra. I also think that her telling her fiance, who's, I guess, overseas, I think he's French. I think her telling him, I'm going to stay until the divorce is final, makes it sound like she's trying to stay longer than what she's portraying to Nejat. But I honestly feel like she's just going to stay till... she is growing more and more in love with Kyra, but I don't think it's the way it looks. I don't think the way everything is being portrayed, I don't think it's exactly what it looks like. Of course, it has to look a little negative. She is the ex-wife. But I really do think that she honestly doesn't want to be with Nejat anymore, which I think is the biggest thing. And I also feel like, yes, as a displaced mother, you feel a certain type of way. But she displaced herself, which brings me to my next point. And you guys let me know in the comments if you feel this way. But I don't think that her excuse for leaving and staying away justifies what she did. I don't think so. Yes, you were, you went through all of that with your own sister and all that stuff. But okay, you might have felt like she probably went through some postpartum, which is what it sounds like. She went through postpartum depression. She has second thoughts of her ability to be a mother, not to have her daughter go through the same thing she went through. And so she's kind of made that decision that she couldn't handle it and separated herself. A lot of postpartum women go through that sense of thought, process. And I'm okay with that. You separated yourself because you felt like you just weren't going to be good enough, or you weren't going to be able to hold it up and live and be a good mother to your kid. But then, as time passes on, reason starts to kick in. But even if reason doesn't kick in, time passes on, you don't show any kind of curiosity in your child. You don't show any kind of, and yeah, you might feel ashamed. How can you go back? All this stuff. But you didn't even try. Even when, okay, so you might go through all those emotions and you might not think that you deserve to be back in her life. But even with all those thought processes, when Nejat placed literally a red carpet open door for you to take a part in your child's life. You chose not to take the opportunity. Nejat was calling her, reaching out to her friends. You don't think she didn't know that Nejat was trying to get in touch with her? She literally ignored the man. She ignored the man to the point that he ended up using someone else. Now, if you are going through postpartum, postpartum can last quite some time, and you make that choice not to get help or not to be vocal about it while you're in the situation, and you decide instead to run away from the situation. Then you start to feel bad about it, and you're like, okay, well, I feel bad that I did it. I don't know if I even deserve to be back in her life. But if the husband, the person that you abandoned, also tells you, hey, your daughter wants you, she needs you, come, and you choose not to come, there's no justification for that. You had the opportunity and you chose not to take it. I mean, at this point, 5 years later, just taking a chance. Yes, she might hit you. Yes, she might not like you, but you take the chance. But not just that. I mean, what makes it even worse is that you weren't ever planning on taking the chance. You were literally about to divorce your husband and give up all your rights to your child, and then you fall sick. And then you lose the baby that was coming. Like, all these things start happening to you. And then you find that because you can't have children anymore, that you should be with your daughter. And then you have the guts and the bravery to decide to find a way to become part of your child's life. That's what I don't like. I mean, in the beginning, it was so hard for me not to like Eileen, because she, she's beautiful, she's heartbroken. This is before I knew about why she left and the whole shebang. And Suna was actually, really trying to be there and not discount her as a real mother and everything. But then, like, this episode made me really just not like her for that fact alone. Your reason for not taking the opportunity to return to your daughter's life, but then when you lose your second child and you find out you can't have any more children, now Kyra is becoming a valuable, is valuable enough that you would take that chance. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. Tell me how you feel in the comments, because like that just completely turned me off. And now that Kyra found out, it's not going to take her long before she puts two and two together and figure out that this Eileen might just be her real mother. I did see some pictures. I saw the preview. It's very heartbreaking because, this isn't real life. That's got to be traumatic for a child. She tried so hard to escape the truth, but Karamjam just would not let her escape the truth. And for me, it just seemed weird the way the parents, like the way Nejat and Suna were, approaching how she really didn't want nothing to do with Karamjam? I don't remember the little kid's name. I think it's Karamjam or something like that. Or maybe I'm thinking of Afili Ashk. But your daughter is telling you, I don't want anything to do with this kid. You find her crying in the room. She's upset with this kid. And then she goes to school and she finds herself in the room upset again. And you're like, oh, it's because her mother is leaving. Why don't you think to yourself, there's got to be something more? Why is it only all of a sudden just because the mother's leaving? To me, that does not justify. If my kid has a friend and all of a sudden, every time she's with that friend, she gets really upset, I'm going to try to figure out what's going on. Especially since the last time you were with your friend, you decided to run away. Now, of course, you did leave a runaway letter, but still, like, come on. Something is not adding up. But it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to turn this around. Looking at the previews, she's at the point, she's like, at her angry stage where she's rejecting Suna, she's rejecting her own father. But I did see some pictures where she's in Suna's, dad's house, and she's looking at the pictures and she's learning more about her. Of course, she's eventually going to love Suna again, and I want to see if her mother is going to actually step out into the role of motherhood, and if that's going to change her decision about going back to be with her fiance, because she did tell Nejat that she doesn't really love her fiance. She only did it because that's what people do, which also I don't buy into that. But whatever, like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was a good episode. It really was heart-touching. And also, I love the way Benim Tatli really finds a way to flow with the stories. Not very many series do that. You're literally walking on the path with them. And some stories, like, you can't connect many of the dots. But this one, like, so many things are displaced. But this one, even if their reasons for doing certain things are kind of, like, dumb, you still are able to follow the storyline and understand where it was going and where it is going. So hopefully you guys can let me in the comments below, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are about this. Also, don't forget to share this video and subscribe and click that bell button for more, and I'll catch you guys in my next review for Turkish series. Bye. Hey guys, don't forget to comment below, share this